Good evening, all. Are you able to hear me well?
Yes.
Hi, Krupa. Hi. So,
Hi.
good evening, all. I hope I'm really audible. So, myself, Junaid, I'm the CEO at Happlyf Wellness. We are an organization based out of Kerala, and we provide online counseling and therapy to people. All our services are through online, and you all might have joined through our Happlyf Psy Community. We maintain this community as part of educating psychologists, students, graduates, postgraduates, and professionals as well regarding many topics in psychology. So today we actually launched two webinar series recently. There was the Psy Entrepreneur series where we invite psychology related entrepreneurs to take in webinars, and there is also Shades of Psychology series where we explore different segments in psychology, and such a branch is forensic psychology. Today we'll have a webinar based on forensic psychology, the opportunities, how forensic psychology works, and what are the opportunities, what are the uh, career paths and all. And with us we have Krupa Nishar, who's a forensic psychologist, and I'm handing over to her, who she will introduce her in more detail, uh, and she'll take on the webinar from now on.
Hi guys. Thank you for yeah, I think your voice it's echoing. Uh, yeah. Thank you. So hi guys. It's thank you for joining at 8 o'clock, and I'm very sure half of you all are very hungry at this point of time. I would request you all to please switch on your cameras if that's possible, because then it'll make the session a little lively. And I'll also get thank you Narayani. Hi after so long. Hi Anjana.
Right.
Hi Pranjal. Hi Harita. Yes, a lot of y'all have already attended some of my workshops. So, yes, hi. I hope y'all learned something new. Hi. Yes, hi, Sanidha. Hi, Sheila. Please on your cameras. Hi, Brinda. Hi, Zed. Yes. Hi, Bhavya. Hi, Arya. Okay, cool. So I think before I start my lecture and people are, I think, joining in, today we are going to learn about how to be a forensic psychologist. But before that, we are going to have a quick icebreaker session. Random answers you all can give. You all can tell me if you all, and no, I'm not committing any murder, but you all can tell me if you have to commit a murder someday. If you have to kill somebody, how would you do it? Okay. And you don't have to tell me the name of the person, of course, but you can be as creative and don't be very boring, like I'll stab the person, or I'll push the person off the cliff. No, be a little interesting. And yeah, some of you all can put it up on the chat box, some of you all can speak quickly. 2 minutes we have. Who wants to go first? And you all cannot repeat, also be unique. And yeah, if you're a forensic psychologist, if you want to have the passion, then you should know what are the different unique ways to kill somebody. Yes, who's going to start? Come on guys, it's not such a difficult question. I'm very sure you'll have 100 thoughts to kill somebody. When a teacher gives you homework, when your friend is quitting on you, when your boyfriend cheats on you, or your girlfriend cheats on you. Nobody? Really? हम सब संत महात्मा बैठे हैं सब इधर. चलो, some guys, 1 or 2% make the effort.
Slow
Okay, Anjana.
poisoning.
Slow
Slow
poisoning.
poisoning.
Okay, that's a great start. Thank you, Anjana. Who's next? I'm very sure you'll see crime series and all. तो थोड़ा तो आइडिया लेके आओ वहां से.
Can I hear
God,
the question
yes.
once more?
Sorry, Haripriya.
Can you repeat the question? I kind of
The
joined a bit
question
late.
is the question is, if you have to kill somebody, how would you kill the person? And you have to be very unique in doing it.
Find out what they're allergic to.
Yeah, that is a very great idea. Find out what they're allergic to. Yeah, it's a good start. Thank you, Haripriya. Who's next? I can see Narayani smiling. What ideas do you have? Tell me.
I'm giving electric shocks to the person.
Giving electric shocks. Yes. Okay. Chetrali Dalvi. What idea do you have? Or Gauri Krishna. What idea do you have? One last person. Yes.
Stopping oxygen supply to the brain.
Stopping oxygen supply to the brain. Yeah, I think that's a very good idea. Great. I think you all have some fantastic ideas, and maybe किसी किसी के दिमाग में थोड़े ideas. Fire accident. Okay, thank you, Shubhashri. Yes, you all can keep putting your ideas here. I'll put the question. How will you? Yes. You can put your options on the chat box. So it'll be really fun to know all your ideas. Till then, we'll start. So my introduction, I'll give you via my presentation. 1 second. So today is a very basic understanding on how to be a forensic psychologist. Yes, somebody's raised their hands. Okay. We'll start. Great. So this presentation is divided into 4 parts. What is forensic psychology? My journey to becoming a forensic psychologist. What is the scope and what is the career opportunities? For people who already attended some of my lectures, probably you all can come up with some new questions, maybe some new ideas that you want to ask me, anything you want to ask. Okay. Now, what is forensic psychology? Now, as we know, psychology is something about the brain and the behavior. That's what we study. It's a science. Forensic psychology is the interface between psychology and law. Forensic psychology is the application to the civil and criminal justice system. Can anybody tell me what is the difference between civil and criminal justice system?
You mean like civil based problems and criminal? Civil is mostly like like a land based no issues which is carried out, and criminal is basically that the crime that you do towards a person. Might be, I guess.
Okay, a little bit right, a little bit okay. Anybody else would like to say what is the difference between civil and criminal justice system?
Um, as far as I know, or that I've read of, is civil cases are mostly dealing with any day to day, any kind of cases that are like something that's in our daily life, like could be a property case or something like that. And criminal cases, on the other hand, it's something that some kind of injustice is happening, someone's getting murdered, or theft is happening, some kind of violation is happening against someone. So I think that's a difference.
Correct. Okay, something is right, but any one last person who wants to try? I can see a lot of law people joining in, and also I see a lot of people from forensics of given fact exam also. I see. Yes, Anybody else would like to ask? Tell me what. So I'll tell you. Yes, somebody is saying. Narayani, batao.
Ma'am, in civil justice system, victim herself or himself handles the case, but in the criminal justice system, state plays an important role in providing a justice to the victim.
Correct. Okay. Yes. So, civil is so in basically criminal justice system we have a victim who has filed the case, and in civil justice system we have the plaintiff who has filed the case, and in criminal justice system it's mostly about injustice happening to the person, but the direct implication to the society. And if the person is found guilty, the person can be fined or put in jail or both. But in criminal civil justice system, if the person there is no found guilty or anything, it can be individual versus individual, like bhai bhai ka jagda, or it can be individual versus government. It can be two companies versus. It can be anything. So if a person has been found that this person has hurt somebody, then they will have to pay the reimbursement for the same. Also, here in the criminal justice system, the victim is represented by the government because it is their right. I mean, it is the government's duty to protect the victim over here and not to reveal their names. So, if you all are if you all have been Johnny Depp fans, does anybody know Johnny Depp? Any Johnny Depp fans over here? Can raise your hands like this. Any Johnny Depp fans? Pirates of Caribbean. Great. I see a lot of people raising hands. 1 second. We have Debolina and that's it. No Johnny Depp. Pirates of Caribbean. No. Okay. So Johnny Depp recently had a defamation case against his wife Amber Heard. It was a civil case, and there a forensic clinical psychologist gave testimony in the court. So that is how about the mental status about the mental status and the health of the wife. So this is how in civil courts forensic psychology can be used. Now a lot of people say forensic. What is the meaning of forensic? So forensic means forensis. So it comes from the word forensis, which is a Roman word meaning forum, where trials are conducted. Okay, means where the courts used to be conducted. So any word that comes in with forensis becomes that field is helping the court to give justice. Okay, so I'm going to give you all some words that are going to tell me what these fields mean. 1 second. Okay, 1 second. You all have a laptop in front of you. You all can, of course, Google and tell me also. I have no problem.
I can tell about forensic entomology because this has become quite familiar for me. Forensic
Batao.
entomology is the study of insects within the context of maybe an environmental crime or maybe involvement of insect in direct or indirect manner. So forensic entomologist will be figuring out how the insect or what could be the reason that would have caused insect to be used or damage caused by insect to the victim or to the system, whatever where the crime has been happening. So forensic entomology is about all about insects and applying forensic
Yeah.
concepts in that context.
Yeah, you are right. Forensic entomology is about the study of insects and not only related to environmental crime, but it also can be if a dead body is found and insects are found on the dead body. We want to see how long the body was here. So according to the size of the insects, we can see how long the body was here, how much time it has happened in decaying. If the body had some, we can also look at the insects and see where was the body killed, where was the person killed. Was it a beach area? Was it a humid area? What type of region was it? कहाँ से ये insects आए हैं, so we can do that. What is other fields, guys? Forensic serology, musicology, odontology, बाकी सब बताओ. Yes, Narayan.
Odontology is about our teeth, our this dents, how these are involved, indirectly or directly in the crime. It can help legal enforcement agencies to even crack the case. Even I don't remember the name, but there were web series or movies where such odontologists or such lead, such clue from the teeth, helped police and investigation officers to solve the case. So forensic odontology is all about teeth and our body parts, jaws, and all the things, and how it is again connected or played a role in offensive or defensive manner within the context of the crime. Forensic odontology. I'm sorry, but I have no idea about serology and musicology. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, and odontology, if you all have seen Delhi crime, guys, and want to see, understand कि body पे teeth marks, bite marks, and I want to match the kind of person who has given that bite marks, so odontologists can help. Also, if there's a skeleton, and I want to understand whether they are, how old they are, or whether it's a male or a female, then odontologists can help. Okay, last two, guys. Come on, quick. Serology and musicology. Yes, Narayani, batao.
Ma'am, forensic serology is about like when we can identify or detect the suspects by examining the biological materials like blood, semen, it can be urine, it can be hair found on the crime scene or by the
Okay.
victim. That is forensic serology.
Okay. ठीक है, yes. Serology is about body fluids and blood. Okay, great answer. Thank you. And musicology is? So if you all are Taylor Swift fans, you all will know many of the musics are copyrighted and tunes and everything that are mixed matched and everything, and somebody copies somebody's tones and pitches and everything. So if you want to understand that if there are copyright issues, then there is a forensic musicologist that does it. Now going ahead, so how did I become a forensic psychologist? In 2014, I did grade 11th and 12th St. Xavier's College, Mumbai Arts. Then in 2017, I did my BA Psychology, St. Xavier's College again. And then in 2019, I did my MSc Forensic Psychology, that is in Gujarat Forensic Sciences University. Post-graduated in 2019. I was a gold medalist. During my days of my masters, I did these following internships. So you all can also take a note of these internships. It will really help you all. I did my internship in Sun Hospital, Mumbai, for a clinical psychology department. And you all will ask, why did I do it in clinical and my interest is in forensic? It's because it's important to understand what kind of disorders, signs, or symptoms do people have, because a lot of criminals and police and victims have the same kind of uh, you can say disorders or symptoms. So it's important to recognize it. Also, there were counseling sessions which I observed. Also, next, my internship was at a one-stop center, Sakhi. It is a government initiative it's a government initiative all over India, where women who are victims of violence, especially domestic violence, come here and they get all kinds of services. So, for example, they get you can say they get financial, medical, legal, social welfare, even shelter for that matter. So they get all kinds of services. And but in Maharashtra, for women who are victims of violence or abuse, there is a scheme known as Manodharya scheme. Manodharya scheme approximately gives 1.5 lakhs to 2 lakh rupees to the victim. Now, a lot of women used to come and give false complaints, also sometimes exaggerate their complaints for this money amount. And therefore, my role as an intern over here was to listen to these complaints and understand what is the veracity, means what is the truthfulness of this. Now, the next is police assistance. I interned at Crime Branch Ahmedabad. Here, I assisted the police. So, it's in Crime Branch, all the hi-fi crimes, you can say, like organized crime, mafia, gangs, or human trafficking. Human trafficking means buying and selling of humans for various purposes, like labor, child labor, if you all have heard, or for example, child beggary, or even sex trafficking. In other abroad countries, they can also be bought and sold for like for doing the job of a soldier. So there are a lot of child soldiers found in a lot of abroad countries. So my job over here was to interview the suspects and listen and help the police with some evidences. Then I did my final internship at one of the forensic science labs in Gandhinagar, where I administered polygraph, narco-analysis, brain profiling to these suspects and gave prepared reports to be presented in the court. After my post graduation, I became an assistant professor. I was recruited as an assistant professor in 2019 in NFSU. Here, I of course used to teach and research with students, but I used to also train Indian and international police officers, and with setting up their forensic science labs. I also used to take up corruption bureau cases and help them investigate it. Then I was transferred to Delhi, BPRND, Bureau of Police Research and Development. This is a very great institution. It is government think tank, means a research center for police, Indian police. So all the Indian police reforms, policy reforms that you see are built over here. Here you can also get an internship. It's around 2 months internship, and it's a paid internship. So they pay you, and they give you all kinds of field visits to jails and police and everywhere. So here I was a project director under Ministry of Home Affairs. Yes, and that's me during the COVID time. So this is the background of Tihar Jail. Tihar Jail is Asia's biggest jail. So the project was about understanding why criminals reoffend. Normally, we know why criminals offend in the first place, but we don't know why they reoffend. So that is why this project was implemented and ideated to understand what are the factors of recidivism. Yes. Now, what is the scope of forensic psychology? Now, these scopes that I am telling y'all are purely on the basis of India, and as well as very realistic in nature. So first, you can work with victims if you have a background and if you're interested in clinical and counseling. And with added on skills, you can work with victims and do victim assistance. So a lot of NGOs and organizations run integration programs for victims, and they open up social worker jobs. So it's social worker does not mean that it is free of cost and you will not get good payment or anything. No, it's a very well paid job. So you can work over here with victims. You can also work with the legal system. Here you can work as a forensic psychologist in a lab and provide expert testimony in the court. You can also work with the police. So police and army. So for the recruitment of police and army, for giving them training on psychological well-being and stress management. You can also work with them on criminal profiling. So criminal profiling, a lot of forensic psychologists are recruited in Delhi and Chandigarh right now for criminal profiling. You can also work on training police officers. Oops. Okay. You can also work in correctional systems. Now, correctional systems are known, it's a formal word for jails. Nobody now says jails, you have to say correctional system. So here you can work in juvenile homes. Juvenile homes are basically, you can say, prisons for children below 18 years. So we don't call it a prison, it's a juvenile home. And it's not a prison, it's a hostel. Okay, so here you can work to assess criminals, to assess the mental health problems of criminals, to help predict whether they will commit crime or not. You can also help them in therapy. You can also help the court decide whether they should be released or not. So you can work in juvenile homes as probation officers and social workers and psychologists. You can also work in the same jobs are available in the adult prisons also. Now, if you are not a government person and you do not like to work with the government, you can work in corporates also. So a lot of corporate companies are recruiting forensic psychologists to help them understand antisocial behavior of employees, to understand while recruiting. So you can also work in private detectives. Here a lot of private detective companies are now recruiting forensic psychologists for cases like marital problems. So if you know, before the marriage happens, the client wants to do a background check of the other person. So then forensic psychologists are recruited. Also, if in a corporate company, if there's any fraud or cheating, they do not go to any court because of image problem. So they go to a private detective and then investigate. So there's a whole researchers team that goes undercover and researches about the problem. And there's a whole data analysis team also, which analyzes the whole problem, the whole network, or whole scenario in general with proper software tools. So you can also work with those corporates. You can also, these private detective people also try to understand what has been the reason why somebody died by suicide. So these are some of the cases which private detectives see. Now, you can also work for the society. Now, right now, currently, I'm working in an NGO. It's an international NGO which works on the issue of crime against women and children. So you can work. I work here as a researcher. I prepare research reports by doing groundwork data analysis and present it to the police and different stakeholders to help them strategize on how they should, what does the problem look like, what are the newer trends of crime, how they should prevent such crime, how is the risk perceived by the criminals, what will work, what will not work. So that is what I do. And there are many researches that happen in jails and with victims in like research projects. So you can work as research associates in those projects. You can also work in NGOs which are in crime prevention. So you can help in those NGOs. There are many NGOs that also work with prison population to give them a better life. So you can work with those NGOs. Also, there is so many people who are interested in media get an added on degree with media or use these skills of their crime skills, crime theory skills, and also apply in newspapers and media to write articles and to also write crime articles, crime news articles. So even you can do that. So these are some of the job scopes that you have. It's 1 second, sorry. Yeah. So it's important to understand that a lot of forensic psychologists enter in this field by the understanding that we will only work in forensic labs, or forensic labs is the only way where we can interact with criminals. But as I currently showed you, there's a lot of way to interact with criminals, and via jails, via working undercover, via working with different NGOs, with their families. There are a lot of different ways in which you can work, and there's no one short way to see that if I work in a lab, then only I'll become a forensic psychologist. No, these are some of the varied ways in which a forensic psychologist work is divided into. A lot of people also say that we want to work in the system. If you want to work in the system, you can become IAS and IPS officers. But here, a lot of people do become like to apply for UPSC after this degree. But it's also important to understand that via working in NGOs or via working in different organizations like jails or anything, you are also working with the system in and liaising with them. So it's important to understand that police or the prison cannot do the work on their own because of lack of strength. So they go and they take help of such organizations like think tanks or NGOs or different research organizations to help them. So you can work with those people and help build and help liaison and work with the system. Yeah. Okay. So before I proceed ahead, I would like, if you'll have any questions, then first we'll answer that, and then we'll go ahead. So this was about all the career scopes, and then we'll go ahead. Yes, Harita. If you all have any questions, you can also put it up on the chat box. Yes, continue, Harita.
Okay. Hi, ma'am. Actually, I was talking about internships, all right? Before
Yes.
what this? So actually, I'm in Chennai. So I'm in a joint family, and I'm north side internships are there, and I don't know the language Hindi, a new place, and my grandparents are like thinking a lot of sending me over there for internship. Can you say any internship on south if you know?
Yeah, I understand that that is a lot of problems, but in South also you will have like crime branch, forensic science labs is there, even Kerala Police Academy is there, which recruits, which has a lot of interns. So you can apply in these places, and also you can apply in different, I'm very sure in your area only you will have 10 different NGOs working with underprivileged section or vulnerable population. You don't have to take an NGO which works with the criminal or victim population. Any underprivileged section that you work with are somehow vulnerable to criminal behavior. So that is why it's important to just, even you can volunteer with them. Internship bhi nahi karna, volunteer kar lo. And you can put that in CV. I think that will be a great addition.
Okay, ma'am. So
I hope
actually,
that
right
answers your
now,
question. Huh.
yeah. Actually, right now I'm BSc for applied psychology, and I'm only willing to pursue in forensic. So it's like, what time if I start? Can I start my internship right now or in my MSc, ma'am?
No. I think internships can be done at any point of time. You should not wait for your masters. Even in your bachelor's, you should do your internships. In your vacations, you should do your internships. During my vacations, summer vacations, I did 4-5 internships. ऐसे ही सुबह like in the morning to afternoon to, and then in the night also till 10 o'clock I was doing internships. So you continue doing internships as long as you are studying.
Okay, ma'am. Actually, right now, me and my friends have been planning to go only for a Juvidi thing, which is only week. So, can you refer Juvidi internships on observation home and Juvidi sections?
I didn't
Hello, ma'am.
understand what you're saying.
No, ma'am. In Juvidi homes,
Zubidi homes means
observation homes.
juvenile homes. Juvenile
Sorry,
homes.
juvenile homes and observation homes. We are just started to go. And can you refer any other internships, ma'am?
So see, in juvenile homes also, no, there will be some psychologists or NGOs working. So you can work with those people. Also, you should not look only at forensic psychology as a like for your internships. Internships are there to explore your career and your interests. So sometimes take a clinical psychologist and work under them. Take a counseling psychologist and intern under them. You will, because any person that comes to them might, can be anybody, can be a criminal, can be a victim also for that matter. So it's very important to also understand that part. So, and that will also help you to diversify your CV. So it's work under private practitioners, clinical counseling, online internships are there. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Actually,
you.
the
I
thing is
hope that
yeah,
answers.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, Haripriya, is the scope for forensic psychology same abroad too? Yeah, so Haripriya, hi. So yes, I think it's much better over there because in UK, for example, there's a licensing program and all, but it's a little difficult for other nationality people to come, because of the education system and everything. So you have to do a master's or some kind of degree to match their qualifications. Also, it's important to know that once you get into that program, it's important to ask the supervisor whether they will allow you for internships. I've had people who went into masters but couldn't get an internship because of their nationality. So yes, just do clarify this and then you're good to go, I think. Yes, any other doubts anybody has? Thank you, Haripriya. You can ask me anything. Don't think that questions are stupid. Only answers can be stupid, guys. So it can be a small, big, any kind of question, and I'm okay to answer. Yes, Ayush, Afia, Akanksha, Amal, any question? Anagha, Anjana, Arya, any question? Any doubt? Chetrali, Debalina, Dia. How do I look for relevant internships? Okay. What do you mean by relevant internships? I don't know. You can on your mic and say, I think, if that's possible. Okay. So I think I don't know what you're trying to say, but I'll try to answer it what I've understood. So internships and fees. Okay. So I think in our Gen Z generation, I'm also an early Gen Z. So I'll tell you all, in our Gen Z generation, two things very well help is Instagram and LinkedIn. A lot of organizations are now posting internships and job opportunities on Instagram. So please do apply there and look out for them. Have maybe try to have separate accounts, like one account of Instagram for your academic purpose and just follow psychology and such kind of pages which give internships. And then one account for time pass personal things. Also, LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn is something that we undervalue a lot. Please understand that LinkedIn is very important to have a good scope in this field, any field for that matter. Because I have been recruiting people, and I first, before even interviewing them, I look through their LinkedIn to understand how active they are, what kind of posts they do, what kind of posts they like, have they been commenting somewhere, what are the ideas. So I think academia LinkedIn or job social media is LinkedIn is important. And in LinkedIn, a lot of job section, there's a whole job section over there where a lot of jobs and internships are posted, so you can use that. Also, the advantage of LinkedIn is any person that is relevant to your field, like for example forensic field, you see a person, you can directly message them and ask for an internship. Like you can ask, you can greet them and you can tell them that, hi, I'm interested in this field and I want to do a clinic, I want to do degree, I want to do an internship in this field, so can you help me, can I do an internship under you? So yeah, that really helps. So I think this, and of course Google search, Google Baba, so you can do that. So these three things I think should really help you. I hope I answered your question, Pragati. Okay. Yes. So Narayan is asking, ma'am, I'll do a master's in criminology with forensic psychology. How it helps me more in career? I think how it helps me more in career. I think what you're asking me is from law perspective. Is that correct, Narayan?
Yes, ma'am.
I think it will definitely help. I think because from law perspective, and even if it's not from law perspective, any added extra degree is always going to help you in your jobs and in your research, because you not only have one added skill, but you also have very different perspectives to your knowledge. So it's very important to have an extra added degree. Secondly, in law, I've seen in law students what is missing is the humanities part. So I think that is getting added to your degree. So of course, it's a very golden chance to do this. Yeah. Okay. So I hope I answered your question, Narayani. Samriddhi is asking. Yes, Ayush, just 1 second. Samriddhi is asking, ma'am, what is the scope in academia, like research or maybe teaching in India or abroad? I think academia, so forensic psychology, I think teaching, you will need a degree, or actually nowadays you even need a PhD for teaching in India. In abroad, I'm not sure about the qualifications. You need a doctorate degree in abroad, but how many years and what is the exam that you have to pass for that, I'm not sure for abroad. But in India, yes, you will need a PhD degree. And yes, I think scope wise teaching is good. You can either teach your when you like if you want to teach forensic psychology, it's not like you will only teach forensic psychology. You will also teach subjects related to forensic psychology. You might teach causes of crime, you might teach research, you might teach um, for example, victimology. So you will teach other degrees or other subjects also. And you might not get a job in a college which has forensic psychology. You might get a job in a normal psychology department. I think that's also okay. If you can apply what you have learned in academics, then I think that's great. Also in research, I think forensic psychologists have great amount of opportunities in research, because a lot of research is being done in prisons and victims, understanding criminal behavior. So yeah, if you can keep a lookout for that. I hope I answered your question, Samriddhi. Also, can I become a forensic psychologist by doing a diploma after master's in clinical? There's no diploma in forensic psychology, not that I know of. And no, diplomas are not actually acceptable. It's always a master's degree that's acceptable. Um, okay. Ayush, you wanted to ask a question. You can tell me.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can you please elaborate a little on your experience while working with police during your police assistance internship?
Okay, so I think it was I was the first one to get an internship for in that crime branch ever, and it was a very different kind of internship, because I was one of the only girls over there, one of only female, and all of them were like 150 male officers, so we didn't even have a female washroom. But it was quite fun because I was young, and I saw human trafficking cases. So I saw girls from Bangladesh who were trying to cross via India to Dubai for sex, and they were victims of sex trafficking. So I did interact with them. They were very young; they were below 18, and for us, doing like for example, the word sex work is very stigma or very uh, you can say bad. But when I asked them, they said Bangladesh is such a poor country that even their parents know that they're going for such work. And also I did interact with a potential suspected terrorist also, who was from Bangladesh, and it was very interesting because he had killed 3 people. Like he was against the government back then in Bangladesh, and he there were these family members who supported him, so supported the government. So he called those people in his house and also gave them milk, and in that milk he gave them cyanide. So then he buried those bodies in his own backyard. So it was very interesting to note that, and this person was 80 years old, 80. So this suspect, so it was very interesting to talk to this person. So yeah, I saw some of the cases like this. I hope that answers your question, Ayush.
Okay. Yes, ma'am, that does answer my question. But ma'am, I have a follow-up question actually.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you mentioned that profiling would be an important aspect when working with legal assistance. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, ma'am, could you elaborate more on profiling and what can we look up to, or what are the opportunities and the chances of one becoming a profiler by studying forensic psychology?
So there is no job as profiler. A lot of y'all think about it. Or there's no job as criminal psychologist as such. But it's important to know that. So forensic psychology and criminal psychology is not very different. It's a part of it. Forensic psychology, wherever you work, you become like, if you work with like if you work in researcher, then you become a crime researcher. If you work with the police, you become a police psychologist. Now, in the same way, there's no profiler as such. You are a forensic psychologist helping the police. Now, there is no diploma, there's no special education given for criminal profiling. But in the course, while the course is on, you will be taught some elements of criminal profiling. Also, a lot of reading and understanding case studies on your own self study will help you understand how to detect clues from the from the crime scene. That will really help you. Seeing a lot of videos of forensic psychologists and criminal profilers on YouTube will also help you. So I think that is going to help you. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, last few questions. Akansha More is saying, I'm studying MSc Forensic Psychology. I'm going to have internships. I just had a doubt regarding financial stability. So, a financial stability, I would like to tell you all, forensic psychology is not very different from any other field. We do not have placements in forensic psychology. In any college of psychology, you will not have. But what you can do is understand from the masters itself. You can start a bachelor's itself. You can start some freelancing jobs like content writing on crimes, or helping some Instagram pages. Like my Instagram page is there. You can always message me and DM me that I'm interested in working with you. So you can always do that. We are always on the lookout of interns. So you can come up with such in some you can say look out for such jobs and write such things. Financial stability, you will not get a job right after your masters. Please note that. Okay, once you will have to find it. You will not find any job which says that I need a forensic psychologist. No, they will always have posts. So you will have a post like, we need scientific officer, or we need a researcher, and the eligibility will be forensic psychology, criminology, or applied psychology. So because even clinical psychology people have learned how to deal with crimes. The only difference is that we know the laws better than them. So it's very important to know, to understand that when you present yourself in the interview, you have to show your skills, that you know the population better than them. So that is there. And how will you show them the skills? By doing a lot of internships. So, and financial stability, the starting salary is going to be around 30,000 depending on your skills, and it can go up to, upon your experience, years of experience, as you grow, it can go up to 1 to 2 lakhs. This is a private. In government, it's according to the level, the grade of level you are working in. So I hope that answers your question, Akanksha. Zaid has asked, what led you to specialize in forensic psychology? Oh, so basically, I've always wanted to do forensic from my 11th standard. I mean, grade 11th. I always wanted to do something which is very dynamic in nature, which keeps changing, which is very government oriented, where I help the government to take some decisions or strategize. So I always wanted to do that. So therefore I chose forensic psychology, which helps me build on psychology as well as work with the government. Okay. Challenging case, I think that I've described in my crime branch thing. Misconceptions, yes, I think a lot of students tell me that their parents don't allow them to pursue forensic psychology because it's dangerous in nature, or once you interact with a criminal, you'll also become a criminal. I think that is there. But these are some of the common misconceptions I've seen. So it's not like if you sit in front of the criminal will attack you. They are also human beings, and why will they attack you? You are not so interesting. But no, I'm just joking. They will not attack you, and they will not, just take out a gun and shoot you. No, they're normal people like us who have committed some crime because of some situation in their life. So yeah. um can a forensic psychology career be challenging? Yes, it can be. Hi Chetrali, it can be challenging because um 1 second. Yeah, it can be challenging, Chetrali, because because a lot of people struggle with jobs because they are very fixated that I want a job in a forensic lab only, and they don't try to broaden their scope. So yes, they will find it very challenging in nature, but in reality, it's not so challenging if you learn how to apply your skills in different settings. Can you suggest some books? Yes, I have some books on my Instagram page. If you scroll down a little bit, you can keep liking the post, but in the bottom of my page, you will have some books that I have. It is Handbook for Forensic Psychology in India. Good colleges, yes, it's NFSU, RRU, and OP Jindal. They have good courses on forensic psychology. Any other question, guys? Anybody wants to ask? Yes, Harita.
Ma'am, any forensic psychology on South?
No,
Good.
no, but you can, like, if you're interested in criminology, which is very similar to forensic psychology, and South has good colleges, like Madras University is one of the best colleges for criminology, so you can apply over there.
Okay. Ma'am, and there is any exam, forensic exams to write to go into government fields?
Yeah, so there is fact exam which just happened. Now I don't know when it will happen. It's a FACT, Forensic Aptitude Caliber Test, which is for after master students. Anybody can give any psychology student can give it to get jobs in forensic labs.
Okay. Yes. Any other exam than facts? No, only facts is there.
No, only fact.
Okay.
Yeah, so Shubhashri is asking whether forensic psychology is stressful. Shubhashri, even if we are cooking our food and dinner, no, we will feel stress. Every field is stressful in nature. Even when we are scrolling and through Instagram, it is stressful in nature. Even when we are packing our bags to go to Goa, it's stressful in nature. So anything is stressful in nature. There is no without stress anything. If you're not having stress, that means you're not progressing, or you're not having enough challenges in life. So yeah, anything is stressful in nature. So okay, I think we can end our yeah. In Maharashtra, we don't have any good college. We don't have colleges for forensic psychology. We don't have. But if you all are interested in forensic psychology online course, I do take a course at Socially Sold. You can check up their Instagram page and their website. I do take online courses for them. It's 1 month online course on forensic psychology. So yeah. I have yes, somebody is saying something. Okay, so I have a group, a WhatsApp group where I do, you can say, 1 second. I will just tell you. I do have a WhatsApp group where I do post jobs and internships related to forensic psychology, I will put that link on the WhatsApp group that we are currently in, Happy Life group. And do follow my Instagram page also, guys, because that will help you to understand a lot of things that are going in forensic psychology. Yes, no, we don't have any colleges in for bachelor's in psychology. Yeah, I think Xavier's is one of the colleges that is one of the best colleges in Mumbai and in India. We have Ferguson College, Raheja, Mithibai, Mumbai and Pune are full filled with good colleges in psychology. Yeah, so you can get those. Okay. Okay, I think Junaid sir, we can close the session. If you all have any other questions, you all can always Instagram me, DM me on my Instagram. If you are interested in internships related to making reels with me and writing good scripts on criminal cases and doing research with me, you can always DM me. Yes. Thank you. Junaid sir, is it? Yeah.
Yes, yes, I'm here. So, any questions? Any remaining questions? If someone has any
Yeah,
questions,
can you
we are
please on your camera, guys? We'll just take a photo. Can you please on your camera, guys, if it's possible? Like a normal one, like a photo. And yeah, very important. How did you all find the session? Please put it up on the chat box. It'll be really helpful for me to understand. And how did you all find the session? Any feedback? If you all didn't like the session, it's okay. If you all like the section, it's okay. So yeah, anything you all want to say? Okay. So we'll click a photo. You all can smile, guys. Okay.
all right.
Yes.
So we are winding up today's session. Thank you all for attending. Thank you, Krupa, for a wonderful session. Like it was very informative, and I'm sure the people like those who attended really got some value from it. So, like Krupa said, we'll post a few resources in the group, like the link to her group and her Instagram page and all. You can follow her for more information related to forensic psychology, more details on internship and all. So we are winding up this session for today. Keep following the Happlyf Psy Community group. We'll have other sessions regarding psychology, related to psychology, and informative sessions will be coming. So thank you all for joining. Thank you very much.